All right, welcome back, everybody, to another adventure within the Stanley Parable Ultimate Deluxe Edition. Please enter the current time. I'm pretty sure they said I could do my own time that I want to, um, but I'm still going to do current time. I don't know if that really makes a difference. Ah, okay. Apparently, that is going to be my favorite time of day. I really wasn't sure if they were. Yeah, I wasn't sure if we had remembered that part. Yes, I do. I fix my microwave and my oven all the time because they're like one's 3 minutes fast, one's 3 minutes slow. How accurate is it? It like just changed, so we're gonna do that. Oh, that's. I don't know if I like that statement. I wish we had more sliders, but we've gone through all of the sliders I have. Perhaps I can invite some new sliders to gather data. Oh, okay. Shouldn't be too hard. Yeah, let me whip up a couple new ones. Should be ready by the next time you put up the game. Wonderful. Okay. Let's see if it actually picks up from where I left off.
This is the story of a man named Stanley.
No. Alright.
Stanley worked for a company.
I'm gonna skip that because, achievement unlocked. Welcome back. Awesome! Okay.
All of his co-workers were gone. What did it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Well, apparently it's Rip Franz, so, someone died. That's the only memo I got. What? What?
Oh, new content? What does that mean, new content?
What? Oh. Oh. What? What happened? Other than I found new content.
Hello, and thank you for playing the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe. As you may know, the Stanley Parable was a video game released in 2013 on home computers.
Yes.
After receiving critical and commercial success, it was expanded upon in 2022 with the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, a reimagining of the game for consoles and home computers.
Yes.
The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe features exciting new content that broadens and expands the world of the Stanley Parable, delighting audiences the world over.
All right.
Please, step inside and see what thrilling new adventures await in the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe.
Oh, well, this sounds delightful. I'm very excited to see the thrilling new Ultra Deluxe content. Okay, so far it's an elevator. Nothing special yet, but I'm sure it's just the beginning of a mesmerizing adventure.
There's...
Is it broken? What's going on here? Should we be moving somewhere or... Oh, there we go. All right, finally, at long last, it's on to the new content. I've never been more ready. Let's do it. I have to say, initial impressions of Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, mostly tedious. It's as if Oh, okay. Let's see the content. Give me the content, Stanley. All right, let's see. It's the jump circle.
Oh! Oh! Yay!
Is that it? Surely that's not all the new content. There has to be something else, right?
That was worth it, though.
Goodness. Another elevator. Stanley, I have to say, initial impressions of this game are not positive.
They're so
It's
positive.
just elevators and jumping.
I'm okay with
Is
this.
this what passes for exciting new content?
Absolutely.
If this is new content, then I could just read you the whole dictionary. There's 20 hours of new content right there. Hell, I could count to 30 trillion. You could put that on the box. The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, now with over 1,000 hours of new content. And oh, wait. There's more. Very good. Yes. I knew there had to be something else. Let's see it. I'm ready for whatever it is. That's it? Oh, you've got to be kidding me. You see, Stanley? This is what happens when greedy video game developers with no respect for their fan base rush a cheap expansion to market for no reason other than to make an easy dollar. And don't get me started on the level of craftsmanship that's gone into it. In fact, I'm looking right now at the game's achievements, and it's hard to believe one of them actually says, "Test achievement, please ignore." What quality assurance department signed off on this? I'm infuriated and I'm offended, and I intend to find these people on Twitter and hold them personally accountable. It's my fault, Stanley. I built up too much anticipation around the new content, I'm afraid. It could never have lived up to such expectations. If you're still with me, why don't we just reset the game and we'll try to get back to what the Stanley Parable is really about. No frills, no gimmicks. Just you and me having a great time together like always. What do you say, friend?
I don't like I get much of a choice in that. Oh. 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 Oh.
Psst! Stanley! Come over here! In the vent! I want to show you something.
Hold on. Oh. Oh. That's so tempting. But I want to go through the door. Okay, fine. I wanted to go through the door. Why did I do this? Can I go through the door now? Please? Oh.
Okay, you remember how cheap and unsatisfying the new Ultra Deluxe content turned out to be? Well, it got me thinking about the past and how much better the Stanley Parable used to be. So I made something special and tucked it away here where the game's developers won't find it. Just our little secret.
What?
Take a look.
What? What is this?
I call it the Memory Zone.
What?
It's where I've been storing all my favorite memories so I can relive the peak experiences of my life whenever I want. Experiences like the launch of the Stanley Parable on PC.
What the heck?
You see, Stanley, doesn't the Memory Zone remind you of how wonderful Stanley Parable was before it was sullied with a cheap re-release? Remember back in October of 2013, when the game originally launched? Back then, video games had integrity. Back then, it all meant something. Oh, the waste.
I didn't actually buy the Stanley Parable when it first came out. My now husband actually introduced me to it back when we were first dating. And we have been together 9.5 years. We've been married 6.5 years. Did it really make it into the New York Times? I kind of have a hard time believing that. Oh yeah, that ending. Okay. Little Stanley? A hamster?
And over here is where I keep reviews of the Stanley Parable. Like this stunning triumph of games journalism, 10 out of 10 from Destructoid.com. James Stephanie Sterling writes, and I quote, "Where so many games that aspire to be more than games end up less than any form of art, Stanley Parable strives and then succeeds to be every game ever created." Did you hear that, Stanley? Every game ever created. That's how grand and all-encompassing the original Stanley Parable was. It was literally every game ever created. It was Skyrim, it was Persona 3, it was all of them, and now it's nothing. It's no games at all. It isn't even the Stanley Parable anymore. It's just a husk now, a lifeless husk with an hour of new elevator content.
The Minecraft world, I forgot about that.
Here's another moving passage, this time from GameSpot.com. The Stanley Parable is both a richly stimulating commentary on the nature of choice in games and one that offers some of the most enjoyable, surprising, and rewarding choices I've ever been confronted with in a game. 9 out of 10. Don't you get it, Stanley? The game was perfect. It didn't need anything else. It didn't need new content. It just needed to be left alone, to spend the rest of time collecting dust in the hallowed hall of beloved video game memories. These were simpler times, Stanley. What I wouldn't give to go back, to have it all over again. Wait, hang on. I don't recall this part of the memory zone before. What's this? What's down here? Oh no. Oh God, no. Stanley, it's a collection of reviews from Steam, the online video game distributor. I haven't looked at these in years. I can't even imagine what's been collecting down here. Surely these reviews were glowing as well, weren't they? Honestly, I could not be bothered to play this game to full completion. The narrator is obnoxious and unfunny, with his humor and dialogue proving to be more irritating than entertaining. Unfunny! I'm not trying to be funny. I'm trying to make a serious work of art. I suppose I could write up a handful of gags to insert into the Stanley Parable, but the game is already such a densely layered web of profound philosophical insights that I can't even imagine where I'd have the room to stick them.
Sorry. New content, so quiet. I'm sorry, guys, but I'm so invested in this.
Okay, let's see what this one says. While the idea for the game is good, for someone who prefers non-linear games, this preachiness gets annoying fast. Preachy? Stanley? I'm not preachy, am I?
A little bit.
You can tell me if I'm preachy. Honestly, you can. Oh, goodness. This is actually quite shocking for me. Well, to be honest, I had always thought of the game's dialogue as being rather terse to begin with. You can't know how much fluff I cut from the game to get it to feel as light and airy as it... Well, I always thought it did. But maybe it wasn't. Oh, dear. What an awful memory to have to hold on to. These black marks on my otherwise unimpeachable track record. I feel like a failure. Like I let these people down. Perhaps the Stanley parable isn't quite as sterling as I always remembered.
Oh, another one.
What's this one got to say? You constantly have to stop doing anything so the narrator can catch up with his long-winded explanations of what's happening. I wish there was a skip button. A skip button? Well, yes. Yes, I think we can do that. If I'm truly too preachy, then maybe letting you skip ahead for just a moment, surely it couldn't hurt. Not if it means we can strike these negative reviews from the record. Only positive reviews of the Stanley parable. That's my motto today, and it's always been my motto. I'd do anything for the customer, Stanley. Yes, a skip button we shall have.
Oh, man. Oh, I'm stuck. Okay. Phew.
And here it is. Go ahead and give it a shot. I'll pop you forward in time so that the second my incessant droning starts to bore you, with just the push of a button, you'll have zipped right past it. It's what the players have been asking for, and I'm very proud to have delivered. No more listening to me rambling on and on and on. No. The Stanley Parable is a game for the people. And if the people want silence, then by goodness, that's what they're going to get. Well, don't sit around waiting for me to shut up. Go ahead and make me shut up. Here, we'll pretend that I've just begun an interminable monologue, and it goes something like this.
The story and the choices, or what have you, and therefore by becoming it is, so on and so forth, until inevitably we all until the end of time, at which time everything all at once, so now you see, blah 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 blah. We've eaten too much and it can't be just yet, no, until 245. That the logic of elimination working backwards, the deduction therefore becomes impossible to manufacture. It went on for nearly 10,000 years, until just yesterday, here and there, forward and back, and never a moment before lunchtime. It can't be. It's the only thing there is. How many billions left until so much more than forever ago? Which is why I say... the story and the choices, or what have you, and therefore by becoming it is, so on and so forth, until inevitably we all until the end of time, at which time everything all at once, so now you see, blah 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 blah. We've eaten too much and it can't be just yet, no, until 245. That the logic...
Oh, you're back, you see. You were only frozen in time for a few minutes, but it was plenty of time for me to deliver a long, rambling monologue full of unnecessary verbal flourishes and lengthy ruminations on the nature of choice in video games. Of course, I happen to believe it was perhaps one of my more profound such ruminations. Not that, of course, you need a description of it, but if I had to describe it, I'd say it was perhaps less of a rumination and more of a treatise. Or maybe a manifesto. Look, I'll outline it for you very briefly, and you can tell me what you think. Okay, so my theory is that any choice you've ever made is simply a series of choices made by the person who you are, or were, or will be at the time of having made said choice. That is to say, if by articulating a choice you've already made, you bring that choice into being, then by making no choice and saying nothing, are you not simply erecting in the sanctuary of time a monument to every person you've ever been, making every choice to which you've ever given your Greek gift of mortal and yet timeless thought? Or rather, do all of the choices you've ever made, in fact, make you more not this kind of person, and in fact do the very opposite? You see, it could in fact be both of these things at once, that you are both making choices and not making choices, and that they are both affecting you and not affecting you at the same time by virtue of the fact that you both are and are not making them. Okay, at first, I was leaning towards manifesto, but now I'm going to circle around and slap the treatise label on this one. I think it has much more of a treatise vibe to it. But wouldn't you say that manifesto just has a much grander sort of tone? It has a mouthfeel that is rich with ambition and history. Ambitious history, if you will. See, now you've gotten me going back to manifesto. Heavens, at this rate, we're going to be here all day. Okay, look. I have a method for exactly this sort of situation.
Do you?
And I do find myself in this situation frequently.
That's not good.
I'm going to say each word back and forth in repeated succession until I become sick of one or the other, in which case the word I am not sick of shall be the victor. It is an unimpeachable strategy, Stanley. It's rescued me from disaster in countless situations. All right, here we go. Treatise, manifesto. Treatise, manifesto. Treatise, manifesto. Treatise, manifesto. Treatise, manifesto. Treatise,
I'm gonna sit here for a while.
manifesto. Treatise, manifesto. Treatise, manifesto. Treatise, manifesto. Treatise, manifesto. Treatise, manifesto. Treatise, manifesto.
I'm gonna speed this up, you
Treatise,
guys.
manifesto. Treatise, manifesto. Treatise, manifesto. Treatise,
Mic off.
manifesto. Treatise, 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 manifesto.
Mic on.
Treatise,
Okay, well, I saw this
manifesto.
glitch, so
Treatise, manifesto.
we're pressing it.
Well there, sport. You really did catch me rambling on a bit, didn't you? But that's the power of the button. The minute I start to go off on a thoughtless display of self-absorption, it's right at your fingertips to go poof, and it's all over. Oh, I can't wait to see what Cookie 9 will say about this, and whether they'll edit the rating of their Steam review, or at least change some of the wording, perhaps. To be honest, I don't even know if one can change their review in the first place. I guess I should become better educated on exactly how Steam works. Perhaps that would have been the smart thing to check on before I went about this whole exercise of making the skip button.
You think?
Although I have to imagine that after seeing this exciting new technology at work, surely whoever it is runs Steam will instantly run out and implement a new feature to make it possible to edit one's review, merely because of this very situation.
You think?
Yes, I think that's quite likely. Or perhaps they'll simply grant this particular user the ability to change their review, so that the feature is not widely abused. Look, I would even be okay with Steam altering this particular review so that it reads as something more beneficial, something along the lines of, "This game is the best game." Let me start over. How about this? From the ashes of depravity rises the phoenix of quality. How else to describe the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe? Such a revolutionary step forward in the lineage of one of the most beloved video game properties of all time. The additions and changes made to this expansion
Honestly,
will
I'm just
surely
letting him
resonate in the
ramble on
annals of the
because
history of all media
I'm
ever
curious.
made.
You
It is
guys
perhaps true to
skip
say
forward
that
ahead
no mistakes are forever
in the
etched
video
in
if you
stone,
want.
for the stone into which the Stanley Parable was carved has itself been transmuted, offering a message of hope to those who have ever erred in their judgment. You are not beyond redemption. You may change, and you may become more, so much more than you were before. If there is any message to be taken from the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, it is this. What a fortune. A privilege. A joy it is to have had such an experience. It leaves me hopeful that as a community, as a world,
Excuse me,
there is
please.
time for us to become our greatest selves, as great as we ever could dream of in our wildest, most ambitious visions for a brighter future. Wow. Now, Stanley, that's a review. It's
Sure there's a character limit.
It's the perfect review. It's the review I've always dreamed of receiving. I have to read it again. It's simply too wonderful.
Nope.
Okay, welcome back, Stanley. Now, I should say that the amount of time the button has been skipping through is becoming longer and longer. That last one was, well, I want to say maybe 30, 45 minutes. It's not unendurable by any means, but there's really only so much I can ramble on to myself about. I know, it's shocking, isn't it? But at any rate, I do suggest that we not press the button again. I think the skip button has been aptly demonstrated, and we can say goodbye to it and just... Wait, how do we get out of here?
That's what I'm trying
Where
to
did
figure
the
out.
door go?
Yeah, it went away.
Wasn't there a door that led into this room?
Yes.
I do feel quite certain that there was one here before.
Oh, there
How
was.
else would we have gotten into the room in the first place? I don't think
You're gonna
one
ramble.
can enter a room without a door of some sort, or a window or something like that. Do you see a window anywhere? A porthole?
Nope.
A sufficiently large crack in the wall? I'll take any of these. All I want is for us to move on and to please step away from the skip button, to go anywhere other
I would
than the
love to,
skip
but
button.
there is
There was a
nowhere else
door
to
here
go.
before, wasn't there? I swear there was. Where did it go?
Disappeared with the
Can you
reset.
maybe just ram your way through a wall? Is there any possibility that you could, say, slam your body into the wall until enough damage is done for you to be able to leave? Please, I'll take any option at all.
Nope.
I'm asking you to work with me here.
I'm working with you.
We need a door.
Make
We
the
need
door
a door
appear.
of some kind. I can work with any kind of door
Then make
as
it
long as it
appear.
can open and lead from one room to another.
You've done it
I'm
before.
going to step away for just a moment, and I'm going to try to find us a door.
Do that.
I don't
please.
know how exactly to remove a door and place it in a different wall, but I will find a way, I promise. You just need to not do anything. Don't press the skip
I'm
button.
not.
Please,
Find the door.
please do not press the skip button. Just wait here for me, and don't press the skip button.
I'm not.
Got
Find
it?
the door.
Yes, good.
Good.
I'll be right back.
Okay. Find the skip. I'm gonna do laps while you find a door. So when I first played this game years ago, Paper Husband was very disappointed that there was a hallway where I took 3 left turns and saw a 4th right turn, and I instantly went nope, and I stopped, and he was very upset because he really wanted to just like see my genuine reaction to the game, and that was not what he was hoping for me at all. I don't remember what he was hoping what I would do, but yeah, I took 3 right turns, saw the 4th right, and that was my only way, and I went nope. And I said, I know what this is, and I don't want to keep going. He said, well, you have to get the game to progress, which was true. But yeah, he he had fun watching me play this game, the 2013 version, and yeah. Okay, you guys probably press the skip button on me by now. We're gonna do it.
Stanley, please don't push the button again. It's been 12 hours.
You didn't come back
You've
with
just
the
been
door.
frozen there. I don't know why the skips are getting longer, but they're really, truly getting longer, and my God, there's no way out of the room.
No.
Stanley, the door is gone. It's completely gone. I've looked at it from every angle. I've checked every one of those walls 1,000 times, and there's no
That's what took
door,
so long?
Stanley. There's no door. There's just you and the button, and if you keep pressing it, I have no idea what will happen. I have no idea how long I'll be made to sit here, and more than anything else, I don't know how to stop you from pressing the button again. I can't... Oh, Stanley, you're back. You're back.
Oh, the tree
my
is
goodness.
dead.
I have someone to talk to again. Stanley,
The
I
tree is dead.
think it's been a week. Or 2 weeks. I've been sitting here all that time. Just sitting here, Not a single person to speak with. And you'd think that that's just how it's always been, right? Me talking and you saying nothing. Would you think that
This
it's
is the hour
exactly the
of new
same as always?
content if you let
Doesn't
him
that
keep
feel
going.
like
I
what
realize
we've
that,
already
because
been
I've
doing?
already been doing this
Me
for a
just
half hour.
talking? But it isn't, Stanley. It isn't the same at all. It isn't even close. Because I know you can't hear me once you push that button. That's what I'm realizing now, Stanley. I'm realizing that I needed to know that someone was listening. I needed there to be a vessel through which my words were moving. It was the vessel I needed, Stanley. Not the outcomes, not the story. None of that matters anymore. I'll give it all up. I'll give up every branching path. I'll burn my story to the ground. One single thing I need, and God, I can see now that I need it more than anything, is to know that someone else is taking it in. These words that I'm saying, I need to know you can hear me. Because maybe, Stanley, maybe, if you can hear me, then maybe it means I'm real. Maybe I'm not just a fiction. Was I scared of that all along? Perhaps. Yes. Perhaps I've been scared this whole time. That if I stop speaking, I'll slip backwards into the silence and be consumed by it.
Quit talking.
Oh, hello. It's you. You're here again. Welcome. I have had time to think about you and about us and about everything we've been through. I've had so much time, I stopped keeping track after a year. Have you ever sat down in one place and not moved for one entire year? Let me describe it for you.
But I've
to
been
begin with,
bedridden for
there
like
is
6
only
months,
regret. There is only the turning wheel of missed opportunity.
I'm gonna speed this up, guys. Oh. The clock is broken. Tree has been dead. The eraser died. Maybe? Is there a door yet? No. Okay. Oh, good. The smoke detector's going off. The clock fell off the wall. Is there a door yet? No.
But they didn't understand the game was never meant to be funny. It was meant to have a point. It was meant to speak to the human condition. But where are the jokes? Where are the jokes? They bemoaned, they screamed, they gnashed their teeth and said, entertain us. It wasn't enough. They had to leave a pathetic little thumbs-down review and make all of their pitiful demands. But then, he's talking too much, they said. First, he didn't entertain us, now he won't shut up. It's the...
Oh, boy. Door yet? No. I heard water dripping, though. Icky. Click.
The end is never the end, 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 is never the end.
Oh. Oh. What's back there? Oh, the pipes are leaking. Okay. Oh. Sorry, you guys, that this is not as exciting, but assuming you're still there. Can I get out, please? No? Oh? Oh, that's very pretty. Oh? Oh, that's decayed and ruined. Not that.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Oh. What? Is that gonna be the same thing if I go in there, though? Ah!
Oh, good. You noticed my sign. Yes, I have something very exciting to show you.
Okay. What could you show me other than you monologuing a lot? Excuse me.
You see, Stanley, I've been reflecting on the Stanley Parable and about how roundly disappointing this ultra deluxe version has turned out to be. The original Stanley Parable was a landmark, and any new content for it should live up to that legacy. So forget this ultra deluxe nonsense. I say we take it one step even further.
Dark.
Which is why I'm very proud to announce for the first time ever the Stanley Parable 2.
What?
Yes, you see, isn't this far superior to a measly re-release with a few minor additions? Think of all the new territory we'll cover with a fully fledged sequel. An entirely new experience, built from the ground up. Why, there are so many possibilities. It could go in so many different directions. This is what fans have truly been asking for. Calling it the Stanley Parable 2 is just so much catchier than Ultra Deluxe, don't you think? Ultra Deluxe? What does it even mean? But the Stanley Parable 2, now that's an artistic statement right there. It's future-oriented. It screams progress and innovation and long-term franchising potential.
They're back. The two doors. What's this? New content is out. New content. Part 2 is in. Oh.
Now, to be clear, I haven't quite nailed down what exactly the Stanley Parable 2 is going to be, but let's take a look at some of the features I've been developing for it. I figure that if I can loosely organize a handful of interesting concepts, that surely the game will sort of naturally spring up around them. It'll all work itself out. Game development is much more of a fuzzy magic than anything scientific or logical, really.
Sequels are... How did you return to fire? That was okay. Oh, good gracious, you put more effort into this than making it fun.
Here we are. Go on, try out some of the new features. For the Stanley Parable 2, I asked myself, what do players really want? And of course, the first and most obvious answer is that they want to be individually recognized and validated as people. So with that in mind, my first addition to the game is this button which speaks the name of the person playing the game. Isn't that wonderful?
Jim.
Sorry, I should have clarified. Right now, the button only says the name Jim. But of course, in the final game, this button will say your name, whatever name that is. Here, let's have you role-play as Jim to really simulate the full experience of this feature. Just play along. I promise you'll love it.
Okay.
Okay, here we go. Let's take a deep breath, clear your mind, forget whoever you are, and simply become a person named Jim. I want you to imagine yourself living as Jim, sleeping and waking as Jim, falling in love and being heartbroken as Jim, seizing all of the world's possibilities as Jim, and as Jim watching your dreams crumble into dust. Do you feel it deeply? Are you really, truly Jim right now?
Am I?
If so, then please step forward and press the button.
Mm.
Jim.
Yes! You see? What a thrill! What a rush! That was you!
No.
The button described you. Do it again. Do it again.
It was okay.
Jim.
Oh, it hits even harder the second time. If this were the only new feature in the Stanley Parable 2, it would still be worth the money.
No.
Let's take a break from the Jim button. I'm too emotionally drained from all of this personal validation.
Okay.
I suppose I could allow only people named Jim to play the Stanley Parable 2. That would actually save me the work of finishing this feature. You know what? Let's bring the jump circle back for Stanley Parable 2 as well. Oh, wait. You already spent all your jumps the first time we saw the jump circle?
I did.
Oh well. I suppose it can just be a nice decorative piece then.
Well, poop. You are here. Oh, there's an upstairs. Oh, jeez. This is a lot.
Now here's something special. You remember that broken test achievement that got left in the game on accident? Well, I'm developing a technology to simply give you the achievement. Yes, you see, you'll come to this lever, and when you pull it, the achievement will be given to you. It's as simple as that. Okay, perhaps I should have clarified. This is technology that will exist. Right now, the achievement is still fully broken. I'm not a wizard, Stanley, but I guarantee it will be fixed in the sequel to at last satisfy the hordes of ravenous fans all over the world who have been uproariously demanding this feature. Gamers, we hear you, and I promise it will happen.
Well, fine.
What else? What other exhibits haven't we seen yet?
Please, no screenshots.
Okay, I'll be honest, I haven't yet decided on this one. I think that in the new version, the office could use a bit of decoration, like balloons. But I'm undecided on Get Well Someday and Happy 12th Birthday. Which would you go with?
Oh.
You know, sometimes when you solicit another person's opinion, it makes you realize that you knew which one you actually really wanted all along. Happy 12th birthday, step-niece, it is.
But
Or actually, maybe I should have gone with... No, I've made my decision, we're moving on.
there's so much. I'm not done yet. Hold on. Hold on. Okay, let's go up these stairs, I guess. seems like so much.
Oh, goodness. Stanley, this is
But
very awkward. I hate to do this, but before you leave, you really should go to both the exhibits for the bucket and the collectibles. You see, there's a surprise I was going to spring on you
that's the
later,
exit.
and it involves both of them. And I really do hate to break the illusion, but it's important that you go see the collectibles and the bucket, okay? All right, I'll get out of your hair now. Ah, collectibles. Now it's a real video game. In the Stanley Parable 2, you'll run around gathering up these miniature Stanley figurines. And what's truly innovative is that there will be no reward for collecting all of them. I don't want to stifle the intrinsic joy of watching a number go up. You simply collect all of them, and then you move the hell on with your unremarkable life.
Oh, okay.
God, it really is the worst when you collect everything in a video game and then they give you a big fancy reward for it. Absolutely tragic.
I came this way. Okay, I've gone there. I went to the jump circle. Settings, world champion, infinite hull, free achievement. That's new. And then the merch.
An epilogue would be fun, wouldn't it, Stanley? Yes, it will go at the end of the, well, we'll figure that out later.
The reassurance bucket. That's where I need to go.
A common complaint of the Stanley Parable was that it was confusing and paradoxical, that it engendered a chaotic sense of reckless despair in those who played it. Well, I'm happy to say that after much consideration, I've engineered a clever solution to this fundamental problem with the game. It's the Stanley Parable Reassurance Bucket. You see, Stanley, anytime you're holding the bucket, a sense of calm and ease will fill your mind and your heart. It's true. As long as you hold on to the bucket, the many disorienting contradictions of the Stanley Parable will feel perfectly normal and perhaps even comforting. You may even come to long for the gentle embrace of jarring cognitive dissonance while the bucket is in your arms. And to be honest, it's a much more convenient solution for me than actually redesigning the game to be less uncomfortable. Can you imagine what a pain in the ass that would be? Yes, the bucket is the perfect solution.
Sure.
Come on, give it a try.
Okay. I'm carrying a bucket.
Can you feel it?
No.
The glow of comfort, even in the face of crushing despair, must already be sweeping through your body. And in fact, can I say that I do believe the bucket lends you an air of charisma as well? I think that just holding it has made you the slightest bit more attractive as a person.
Oh.
The
Thanks.
benefits of the bucket seem to go on and on, don't they?
No.
All this and
put
more
it back?
await you in the Stanley Parable 2.
Can I put it back? No. Okay. Carry in the bucket.
Does anyone give out awards for most enjoyable bucket in a video game?
I don't
That
think
really
they
should be an award if it isn't already.
Jump circle, the infinite hole. What's the infinite hole? Okay. is the way I came from, but apparently I am incorrect.
Stanley, here's an idea that I'm truly fond of. It's never been done before in a video game. This is, in fact, a hole that you can fall down forever. That's right. Infinite falling. You can fall until the end of time, if you like. A stunning leap forward for video games as a medium. You see, isn't it wonderful? One of my more ingenious concoctions, if I do say so. Now then, since you've gotten to see the infinite hole, you can press the teleport button to pop back up to the top, and we can continue onward. Now, I don't mean to be a bummer, but I do recommend you use the teleport button to go back to the top. Maybe do it on the sooner rather than later spectrum of things.
Oh, shall I?
Okay, Stanley. I don't know quite how to say this tactfully, but it's possible that I slightly exaggerated the infinite nature of the hole. Is it a very, very deep hole? To be certain it is. It's an extremely deep hole. I don't want anyone to say that it isn't an astonishingly deep hole. It is. Is
But
it
I've got
infinite?
my reassurance
Well,
bucket.
that sort of depends on your definition of infinity. From one perspective, the infinite is merely philosophical in nature. It's more of a... Okay, well, good for you. You found the bottom of the hole. You found me out, Stanley. I'm a liar and a cheat, and you're so clever. Look, I think the issue
Should I use
here
this
is
bucket to
just
pick
that
up
you're
syrup?
unusually fascinated by falling. What normal person actually wants to fall infinitely? I figured the hole was as deep as anyone would actually need. Don't you put this on me. Maybe you're the problem.
Oh.
Look, things got a little heated there. I think we both said some things we didn't mean.
I said
Why don't we
nothing.
just
I
put
can't
all this
talk.
behind us and agree to just call the hole mostly infinite?
Sure.
If that works for
makes you feel
you,
better.
then go ahead and press the teleport button to warp up to the top of the hole and we can move on. I'll just be up here when you're ready.
Will you? Do I press it? Are you gonna say anything else, Snarky? 3, 2, 1.
Great. Now, I'm very excited to show you even more of my... Oh, for heaven... You see, I was right. The problem is you. The problem is that you like holes too much.
Oh,
Not
no.
normal.
Oh.
A normal person would have said, yep, that's an infinite hole right there. Goes on forever till the end of time. Don't need to see it all, but not you. Oh, no, 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 no. You have a weird sort of... Oh. Did the hole seem even shorter to you this time?
It did.
I couldn't help but feel like you spent a little less time in there than you did before. I mean, admittedly, I didn't make an infinite hole, but I didn't think it was that not infinite. Well, I suppose once again there's nothing to do here. If you decide you've had enough of the hole, you can hit the teleport button and come join me up above. Had enough? I'm positively thrilled. Gosh, how could I have guessed? You're back in the hole. If this starts to become a thing where... Wow. Okay. Yes. I'm starting to become extremely certain that the hole is not only not infinite, but that it's growing steadily less and less infinite. I suspect that I'm starting to hit the point where it's no longer feasible to call the hole infinitely deep, even by the lax overall standards for accountability in marketing. What's going on here? Stanley, I have no explanation for the uncertain nature of the hole's length. Here, let's try something. Let's pop back up to the top, and we'll see if it gets any shorter.
Sure, okay.
Well, there it is. How is this still appealing to you? I know you're obsessed with holes, but at this depth, I just can't see this scratching the itch. Oh, who am I to judge? You just do whatever it is you're here to do and hit the teleport button when you're ready to move on.
It's
Is
not working.
the teleport button not working?
Pressing it, guys.
You sure?
Yeah, pretty sure.
Well, I mean, I really don't have an explanation.
But
It was
I've got
working just
my
a moment
bucket.
ago. Try it again. Still nothing?
Nope, but I got
Well,
my bucket.
I suppose there is one thing I can do to fix this. I'm out. Goodbye, Stanley.
What?
You couldn't bear to be
What?
away from the hole, and now you'll get more time with it than you could ever have asked
You
for.
let me
It's
jump.
a win for everyone. You
Outside
get
of
to
the
be with
circle.
the hole, I get to do literally anything else. Take care, Stanley. I hope you and the hole have a wonderful rest of eternity together.
I've got my bucket. Oh, do I have to force restart? Uh. Huh? What happened? Oh. Ooh, I'm glad I kept jumping in the hole. Maybe. Goodbye. I've got my bucket. I'm okay. It's okay. I've got a bucket. Change your perspective. Oh. Oh, making this epic. Oh. Change your perception. This is awesome. Okay. Where's the music? Oh.
My head's stronger. Now you're no longer.
Oh.
Það stingir nafnslåsen og stuer det ikke stått for.
Okay, let's press the other one. Oh. That's good. I like that one. Aw, puppies. We could just stay here forever. I'd be okay. I like the puppies. Oh. Oh. Error. I am error. Oh. I am error.
Stanley? Stanley? Stanley! Oh, good, you're awake. It seems you had sort of dozed off there, drifting away into dreamland. But we can't have that, Stanley, because this hole is just so darn fascinating that I want you to be wide awake for every second of it. You don't want to miss a single moment. So how about if I just pop in from time to time and wake you up to keep you really, truly focused
Just
on
let
the
me out of the
hole?
hole.
From the looks of things, you and I will have many, many years here in this hole.
I don't have
and I'm
years.
looking forward to all of them. Stay alert, Stanley.
No.
I'll be back. Toodlepip.
Let me out! Am I gonna fall asleep again? Is it gonna be the same thing? Oh, thank God. I got my bucket!
Here we are. Go on. Try out some of the new features.
Bucket. Okay, so I did the bucket, I did the office decorations, and mostly infinite hole. Shh, don't tell anybody. Beep. I wish there was a run option. Poop. Okay, well, I think then at that point, I've looked at everything. Jump circle, this map, free achievement, the button that says the name, the merch, the settings, world champion, which I couldn't get into, the bucket, the decorations, the epilogue, the collectibles, the infinite, mostly infinite home. I mean, I could try going and seeing the settings world champ, but it didn't let me do anything. When I went, so no, that's the way I came in. That's right. Okay. Well, then I guess it's time to leave. Because I've done everything. Bucket. I got a bucket. 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 Oh. Another hole for me to jump in.
So, Stanley, what do you think? Do you like all of the new features? Yes, I know it's not exactly clear yet how exactly these features will come together as one single coherent video game, but I can feel it in my soul. It's going to work. There's definitely a good game in there somewhere. Say, let's do an experiment. I'll arrange these new features together, and we'll see whether or not it coheres into a meaningful gameplay experience. Okay. Are you ready? Here it is. I give you the Stanley Parable 2.
Bucket.
I mean, there's potential here, right? It's sort of... Okay, never mind. Hold on. Let me do a different arrangement. Okay, yes, this is much better. I feel good about this. Here we go. Version 2. Who am I kidding, Stanley? This isn't a coherent video game at all. It's a lot of gags. And I do very much enjoy creating gags, but they don't add up to anything. I wanted more than anything to create a sequel that would capture all the magic of the first game. I wanted fans to love it. No matter how good these gags are, they won't stand on their own. They would need the structure and the gameplay of the original. Wait, maybe that's it. I can take the original Stanley Parable and simply, well, insert a few of my new features into it.
Okay.
Tastefully, of course. With respect. With care for the vision and integrity of the original game. Would it possibly work? I suppose it could. But it would need a really, really tremendous title screen. A title screen that says with bold and uncompromising conviction, "This is the Stanley Parable 2." Let me see if I can whip something up. All right, perfect. Go ahead. Take a look.
Oh. 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 Interesting. Oh, I want to begin the game to see if it does anything different. We've been here for a while. Okay. I'm gonna leave you guys on a cliffhanger. I mean, unless you've already seen the game and know what's gonna happen after I click begin the game. But thank you for watching this video. I will see you guys in the next one. Even though you can't see me because I don't have a webcam, you can hear me in the next one. Click through the playlist, and you can find the next video, which will begin after this one. Okay, great, thanks. Bye, guys.